So in today's video, I'm going to be speaking about the rise of GLPs and how this is going to affect the health and fitness industry, whether it's going to be for good or for the bad. I'm going to cover it all in today's video. So first and foremost, just to give you a little bit of insight about me, I'm a health and fitness coach. I've been in the industry for the last 17 years. I would like to say I've had some good results with clients, working with them to, improve their health and fitness, whether their goal is to, build muscle, drop body fat, improve their health markers, whatever it may be. But obviously, as we know, weight loss is a huge part of this for many people. We haven't got an obesity epidemic for no reason, right? And obviously, this has brought about the rise of these GLPs. And they're powerful, right? So they've got the power to really help people, reduce their body weight really effectively and have this not affect their hunger signals as much as it would do if they were just to diet without it. So it poses a real question. Is this going to be positive for the health and fitness industry? Is this going to be positive for the wider public? And what does that mean for health and fitness coaches? Are we even going to be needed in 1, 2, 3 years? Or are we going to be needed more due to the offset issues that may come about from GLP-1s and GLPs and all the other sort of upcoming combinations of these medications that are coming out? We've got new ones coming out every day, right? I think the initial ones started off with, Ozempics and the other one right now is evading me. But there's been a recent one that's come out in recent times called retatrutide, which is super powerful, which to my understanding works on 3 mechanisms, which is so powerful. It's allowing people to drop lots and lots of weight and body fat really effectively. So again, what does this mean? So the way I see it is it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. I think it has got the power to help many people who are in desperate need of weight loss, right? If we look at the dangers of being heavily obese, I think the dangers of taking any of these drugs, being obese far outweighs any of these dangers, and you're better off taking these drugs to help you get to a lower body weight as opposed to staying obese, right? I definitely think there's an argument there, and I definitely think there's a use case for many people. So I think in that case it's a positive thing. But I do think there is a lot of people who are just taking these to get ready to go on holiday, right? And in that case, I think these are being abused. You can get them online really easily nowadays, which is posing a really big issue because then it's not being regulated. They're not doing it safely. They're probably far overdoing the dose that they should be using. They're not doing a minimal effective dose. And then what happens when you stop taking these drugs? I've understood and heard of a few people who have utilized these drugs, stopped taking them, and the weight has piled back on, right? To a point whereby they're now in this yo-yo approach of being on said drug and being off it, and then having this massive yo-yo like you would be on a dieting phase, which is really extreme one way and really extreme the other. So this can start, you can see where the issues can come here. Now, in terms of health and fitness professionals, again, as I mentioned, I count myself as one of those. I think we need to understand that these drugs are here, and we've got to find a way to work with them. Doesn't mean that all of your clients are going to potentially be utilizing these drugs, but I think as the years go on, I think more and more people are going to have experience with these drugs. If they aren't taking them already, they're going to start taking them at some point, just because they're so easily available now, right? And the goal of reducing body weight and reducing body fat is tough, right? It's really challenging. So if we've got something that can make this a lot easier, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to start taking these drugs. So I think, again, as health and fitness professionals, we've got to find a way to work with these drugs, to work with health and fitness, work with other practitioners that are potentially working with these people, because in an ideal world, they should be using these drugs with a doctor sort of reviewing and overviewing things, right? And in that sense, we know that one of the major challenges with these drugs is that weight loss can be quite extreme. It can be quite quick. And often people are not strength training and not resistance training. So a lot of the weight loss is it's lean muscle tissue. So not only are people losing body fat, but they're losing, potentially equal amounts of lean mass and sometimes more lean mass, which actually is going to put you in a worse position metabolically, so that if and when you want to come off these drugs, you're gonna put all that weight back on. Your metabolism is going to be shot, and you're going to put yourself in a really bad position. So utilizing these drugs with a health and fitness professional who is going to help guide you for a strength and training protocol that's going to allow you to retain all your muscle tissue as you're dropping body fat, I see as a real viable solution. And actually, I think that's going to mean that more and more health and fitness professionals are actually needed to help people navigate utilizing these drugs in a safe way. Because the alternative to that is many people who are actually giving themselves additional challenges. It's one thing being obese, and absolutely we want to move away from obesity where possible in a safe way. But if you're moving from that into a position where you're putting yourself into a metabolically weak position, i.e., your muscles are evading your body, your bones are getting weaker, you've got no energy because your calories are so low. Are you putting yourself in a better position? Well, you're probably slightly further away from death, but actually you probably wouldn't still be classed as healthy, right? So summarizing this short video up, I do think there is going to be a case for GLPs. I do think there is going to be more than enough work for health and fitness professionals to help people navigate this journey, because it is not without challenge. And if you just rely on the drug to lose weight, you are going to put yourself in a terrible position. So that was my short video on how GLPs are going to be utilized in the upcoming years. Is there still a use case for health and fitness professionals? And I think certainly there is. Hopefully you found this video helpful.